X-Men. In 2000, Bryan Singer changed the way superhero films are made. And for me in particular, this one resonated with me because there was a little bit of fatigue of 90s superheroes movies, not to mention any names, and this was the first movie that I really saw where we saw that the villains weren't just villains, they were human. And you really understood why they were doing what they were doing, and it completely changed the scope and really kind of helped establish why we're all here right now in Hall H. I mean, it helped blow everything up for Comic-Con, and I think was an entry point for a lot of people maybe who weren't previously into that stuff, and completely changed the genre. So on Tuesday, 15 years to the day after X-Men first hit theaters, the Rogue Cut will be released on Blu-ray and digital HD. And furthermore, to celebrate, Fox is hosting fan screenings immediately after this panel. So when we're done here, you can go up to the Red and Gaslamp 15 on Fifth Avenue, and Bryan himself will introduce this incredible new version of X-Men Days of Future Past. So that's happening right after this. But first, they put together a really amazing reel, a very special reel celebrating the extraordinary journey of X-Men, and also maybe someone potentially auditioning for what would later become an iconic role. So, ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Jackman!
You didn't think I'd miss it. Not even watch. How you guys doing? How you doing down the back? Oh. How are you? It's good to see you, man. Oh, we're hugging up. I've got to say, up until about 2 days ago, I had no idea that footage existed. Honestly, I never knew someone was filming it. Tom DeSanto was filming it. Someone dug it up. I think Bryan made them find it, and man, have I aged. I've got 3 words for you guys. Old Man Logan. That's all I'm saying. Read into it what you will. Listen, it is 16 years since that day, almost, and I've got to tell you, playing the legend that is Wolverine is the greatest part I have ever had in my life. I'm biased. I think he's the greatest comic book character ever made. I have to tell you, I'm here today for one major reason, that is to thank all of you, the fans, because you are the greatest fans any actor could ever dream of having. You are the most loyal, most passionate, you are definitely the most honest, sometimes brutally honest, yes? We haven't always got it right, you've told us, but you've always been there, and for that I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I also wanted to say thanks to the worldwide team that is 20th Century Fox, led by the man who's been there from the beginning, Jim Giannopoulos. Hey, this is sounding like an obituary. I hate this. I'm sorry. I mean, look, I know they killed off Wolverine in the comic books recently, but hey, in the movies, he's not dead yet.
What does that mean? What is in store?
Well, what is in store? I want to tell you so bad. But as I promised, this next time is going to be my last time of putting on the claws. One last time, and there it is. There it is. But honestly, this has been the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and I thank you guys, but I also, right now, I have to tell you that in this movie that we're going to make, it's going to be directed by Jim Mangold, the great Jim Mangold, and yeah, he's awesome. And we have so many great, and I can tell you that the people in this room in particular, the fans in this room, I think it's going to be the best one yet for you guys. That's what I promise you. So I also want to thank, before I leave the stage, I really want to thank one person who helped me bring Wolverine to life, who also gave me my very first United States film job, the one and only the amazing genius Bryan Singer. Come on out, Bryan. It's literally the first time I've seen you run, ever.
I don't run.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I made it.
Paramedic? No.
That was very emotional. I'd never seen that before.
I know. It was kind of wild. Look, you know that look on my face when I was completely shocked? Like, I had no idea, because I had never known more in my life that I had not got a job than in that audition. Because when I was auditioning, this is Bryan. Okay. don't know. You want to do the second scene? You can do it if you want, whatever. So do the second scene. Cut. Okay, yeah, I really like it to work out. Okay.
What? Wait a second.
Never play poker with this man, that's all I can tell you.
I've never offered a man, a woman, or anyone a role on the spot before. It's always done through an agent or an offer or something like that. But at that time, I got permission, and then I walked up to you, I remember, and there was a camera there, and said, "Would you do this?" And then there was an awkward conversation, and then because there were, but it was complicated. But
and I didn't have an agent. That's maybe why you came up.
Oh, that's probably. No, but also there's a discussion too we had on the steps, or after that, where I said whether the film sucks or not, you'll be Wolverine for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So prepare for that.
Which I'm very happy about, by the way. So yeah. Thank you.
God bless you.
But thank you, man. That was a
Well, mine too. Love you.
I'll leave you to it.
Well, hang on for a second, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to, take over and bring out some of our friends, which if I am left to remember everyone's names, I will fail. So I'm going to leave it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Here we go. Let's start off with, as Quicksilver, Evan Peters. All right. As Havoc, Lucas Till. As Jubilee, Lana Condor. As Nightcrawler, Kodi Smit-McPhee. As Cyclops, Ty Sheridan. Jean Grey, Sophie Turner. Pete, Nicholas Hoult. Professor X, James McAvoy. Mystique, Jennifer Lawrence. Fassbender. As Apocalypse, Oscar Isaac. As Sadok, Olivia Munn. As Angel, Ben Hardy. As Storm, Alexandra Shipp. And writer producer Simon Kinberg. Holy craps.
Yeah, right. I see. No, I see how it works. That's good. No seats left. Got it. That's cool. I got Michael Fassbender's card. I'm all good.
No, I mean, you don't, where you...
Yeah, no, I can stand back here.
Well, no, you don't stand here, but, you might, I don't know, take a look around,
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable.
There's room.
There's room. Can I sit on Jen's lap?
Yeah.
Wow, I was hoping that was mine. Thank you very much.
I mean, that could be it.
Well,
Wait, seriously?
Have a great one.
hey,
Yeah.
That's great.
Have a great one. Have a great one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Jackman!
Hugh, so wait, one more thing, just
Let it go,
put it.
Bryan.
Hey, wait, no,
Bryan, let it go.
no. I just wanted to I recognize the fact that you've been in every single X-Men film.
Right.
Every one of them. Yeah.
Up until me, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember who the video,
Yes.
emotional first
Yes.
role of your life got?
Got
Okay.
it.
All right. Have a good day. I'll see you.
It's like the awkward gift that keeps on giving.
But you know my number because we can exchange that.
My people, your people. Okay, great. See ya. See you.
Hugh Jackman again! Oh my God, how are we gonna get through all this? Okay, I think we can do it. I can barely see you all the way down there, Simon. Where's that? Hello, how's it going, man? Where's Bryan? Bryan. There you are, Bryan, in the middle. Over here. So just sort of walk us through a little bit. Where are we, and how does this story fit in with the X-Men canon?
Let me switch gears for a second.
Okay. Here.
Okay. Stop talking.
He's always like this on set, too.
They're always talking. X-Men Apocalypse takes place 10 years after X-Men Days of Future Past in a completely different world. 1983, world has now accepted mutants thanks to the great heroism of Raven Mystique, who prevented this gentleman from causing a war between mutants and humans. Mutants are, for the most part, accepted and embraced by society. In some places, not in every place. And so it takes place in that world. And that's where we find our characters. And we also find our characters in all very different places. And I guess they can talk about that themselves.
Excellent. You know, I think probably what will work best is if we can sort of jump into, because you did bring something to show people if I'm not.
Okay. Film school disclaimer. Even though it's been a long time since I was in film school. This is this is sort of cut and trailer format, but it represents maybe only about 5 weeks of shooting. No finished visual effects or anything like that. It's still, but what it is a slight taste, I think, of the tone and the essence of the kind of movie we're making. So take a look.
Congratulations. Is this the first time you guys have seen any of the footage? Is this the first time you've seen the trailer?
Yes. This show me.
Holy shit. First of all, Mr. McAvoy, you have the dome now. So how did it feel to actually take on that iconic part of the role? Did it make you feel like I am finally Professor X?
It's good because I can now say Patrick Stewart don't have shit on me. It's good. It's nice. It's what I thought I'd always do, like right at the beginning of X-Men First Class. But obviously we had different ideas. So it's nice to finally, even though we've messed with the character and we've put him in different guises and given him slightly different personas than you've seen him in the cartoons and in the comic books and in the movies that we've seen already ever since 1999 and 2000. It's nice to finally adopt that iconic look and pay homage to everything that made all these movies possible, whilst also trying to give it something different each time as well.
Excellent. For Jennifer Lawrence, are you more Mystique or Raven in this film? Do you think?
I'm more Raven, because as we said in the movie that you haven't seen yet, she just wanted to be the face of a world that she felt like didn't exist.
So is it? I mean, for Michael Fassbender, which side can you say where Magneto? Soak it in, let it happen. Where is Magneto? Which side? Can you hear me okay down there?
Yeah, I think he's kind of a guy that plays both sides.
Yeah?
A little misguided.
Yeah. It depends, you know, it's like, depends on the day of the week. He's always that kind of ambiguous sort of villain. So when we meet him in this first film, he's more of a simple guy, just sort of living a normal life and kind of hung up his cape and his evil ways, and that's where we sort of discover him, and then things happen, and he gets sort of drawn back in, as Al Pacino says in the third Godfather. So it's the best one, really. Andy Garcia. So it's sort of a little bit of both, really. As always with Magneto, I think there's not his motives are in some ways justifiable. It's his methods that are kind of questionable. So we see both sides.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, he does things that seem villainous, but I don't know if he's necessarily. I mean, I feel like he's a human character that just seems to want things. And sometimes it's hard to tell if those are for himself or just for all of mutant kind.
Well, I think what you're seeing is somebody who's developed by his experiences in life. And, as we know from a young age, he experiences a concentration camp and sees his loved ones get taken away from him. So it develops a certain personality. And this is another level of that. And in this story, Apocalypse, he's trying to sort of lead a normal life. He falls in love with a family. And from then on, things happen.
Excellent. Oscar Isaac, what can you tell us about Apocalypse?
What do you want to know?
Well, the whole movie right now, if you would tell me, but if not, what are you allowed to say?
Well, yeah, I play Apocalypse. He looked pretty cool, right? Yes, yeah, he's, it's basically this world that we have, it's not the world that should have been. God's just been asleep. And God wakes up and realizes what's happened and says it's got to change. And part of that is this character who, in the comic books, he's got so many powers, so many strange things that have never really been specified. And so for us, it was important to figure that out. But really the big one, I think, is the power of persuasion, because he has to go to incredibly powerful people like Psylocke and Storm and Magneto, Angel, and convince them that his way is the right way to go. And much like a cult leader, he sees people that need something, that are wanting something, and exploits that to a certain extent. And he gets these followers and instills his plan.
Excellent. So just because our panel is, because it's very expansive, I'll just kind of ask everyone the same question, if that's okay. We'll just start with you, Evan, which is, who is your character to you? Like when you would go into work, like who do you see when you go into work? So just Quicksilver to you.
Me in a wig. Me in a gray silver wig, who runs pretty fast.
Yeah.
But isn't going
Great
anywhere.
answer.
What else can I say? I don't know what I could say.
It's in the genes, darling.
I don't know.
Is that too tough a question for everyone to answer,
really
Bryan Singer?
Yeah.
It was saying he runs too fast but never seems to be going anywhere.
Okay.
Like, I mean, eventually he does, but that's kind of who he is, at least at the beginning.
Excellent. Lucas, how does Havoc fit in?
You're in your parents' basement for 10 years, dude.
How does he fit in there?
Yeah.
What does he mean to me?
Yeah, but what does he mean to you, and how does he fit in? Do both.
You know what, man? I've been practicing, how many fans of Dragon Ball Z are in here right now?
Probably a few.
So I've been practicing Kamehameha since I've been like 8 years old, and I thought that was how it was going to be on first class, and it was like hula hoops. I'm a little disappointed. But I will say that I've been given a little freedom, and I've accomplished all the dreams that I've had as a little kid. Thanks for having me.
Oh, please. Have you been up on the Hall H panel before?
You know what's? No, I haven't. My first Comic-Con 6 years ago, I was up in the rafters. My buddy has a video of me. It was Peter Jackson and James Cameron, and they were on the panel.
Yeah.
They go from them up there, and I was somewhere up there, right?
You'd be crawling around in the lighting, which is deadly.
Wait, 6 years ago it was different. I swear I'm not lying.
No, of course. Was there a second story here?
I'm looking up there. I can't see now, but no, there was.
Oh my God, there's like 2,000 dead people up in the rafters.
That's where I was.
Supposed to be up there. Lana, what can you tell us about Jubilee?
I think Jubilee is the cool girl that, like, God, I don't think I'll ever probably be. She has a sick sense of fashion and an amazing jacket that's like so yellow and out there and bright that she's just cool.
Good.
That's what she is.
That's all you need?
Yeah.
Kodi, Nightcrawler?
Yes, Nightcrawler. I have to say I relate to him a little bit. He's had a bit of an emotional upbringing dealing with his mutant aspects, as all mutants do. But he finds himself and owns himself, and he has a great stance in his faith, and he's also extremely happy all the time, and I think that's why his fans like to him. So, yeah.
Excellent, perfect answer. Ty, what can you tell us about Cyclops?
Yeah, Cyclops. I guess he's beams out of his eyes and he's angry. But I think what's cool about this is that the younger generation of mutants kind of get to explore these characters and who they are and how they became who we know them as in the previous X-Men.
Yeah? All right, good. That was a very politically correct answer there. It was like stepping all around and further, I feel, peace for all. Like there's a... And babies are good. Hashtag puppies. Sophie, what did you feel, what was the responsibility coming into this